Okay, if we look at 2b here, we have an equation of 2x plus y minus 1 is equals to 0. So now our goal is to make y the subject, making y the subject. The subject means that the y is alone on one side. Okay, so if you see here, if you imagine this thing is on one side, 2x plus y minus 1, then you imagine this equal sign here is it's like a portal here. Okay, this thing is like a portal. If you understand this thing, then it'll be very simple. So this portal here, whenever any number that goes through this portal, you will get, you will have to change the operation. So here you see, I want to leave y here alone, so I just put y here. So just leave y here. So y will be here. And then anything that goes through the portal, this portal is actually your equal sign. But just put it as a portal so it's easier to understand. So this -1 will go through the portal. So when -1 goes through it, it will become what? It will change the operation from minus to become plus. So here will be plus 1. Okay? And then here, this 2x also need to move. This 2x here is positive. So when it goes there, it becomes negative. So this 2x will go through the portal, also become a negative. Become from positive becomes a negative 2x. Then we just rearrange this equation and then we can just write y is equals to 1 minus 2x. Or you can write y is equals to negative 2x plus 1. Both are the same. Both are equal to each other. So for this question here, for question C, there is this over 2 here that I need to remove. So I need to multiply by 2. Because half times 2 is equals to 1, correct? So if I multiply 2 here, everything also times 2. So times 2 here, times 2 here, and times 2 here. So everybody will be multiplied by 2. When I multiply it, I'll get 2, 2x equals to, so the y half, y over 2 multiplied by 2 becomes y minus 4. Okay, one thing to take note is that this minus, try to put it as close as possible so that you will remember these two belongs together because they are stick together. If you write like that, sometimes you'll forget. So write it like that. Okay, so now we want to make y the subject. So we need it to be alone and positive. So these two things very important. So it's alone and it is positive already. So now we just need to make sure that it is alone. So -4 bring over to the other side, go through the portal or whatever bridge that will change from negative will change to positive. So I will get 2x plus 4 is equals to y. Y is equals to 2x plus 4. For a question like this, you just need to focus on whether the y is positive. Okay, first thing you check if it's positive. If it's positive, then you don't move it. So this one we're not going to move. We're not going to move this y here. So we're going to move this 4x to the other side. Because my y is already positive. So I'm just going to leave my y here. And then 2. Then the other 4x will go to the other side. Okay. If you're writing equation for a line, always remember you need to write y equals to something x plus or minus something. So we need to write it like that. Y is equals to negative 4x plus 2. This is the reason of us doing like this is because we need to label what the gradient is, and we need to label what the gradient is. Also need to label what the y-intercept is. So if you look here, the gradient is -4. And then this one is your y-intercept. So that's why we need to arrange it like that. So if you arrange it like that, then it'll be simple. So you can just write y is m, the gradient, is equals to -4. C, the y-intercept, is equals to 2. This one here, even inside your book 9, you will go through this chapter. So it is the same thing. It just gets a little bit difficult when it comes to the IG one because they ask you to do a lot more things. Okay, so if you see that it's a negative, it means that the graph is going down. It's always going downwards. It means if you read from your left to right, your graph should look something like this, going downwards. Well, you know it's going downwards. -4 quite steep. And then it goes through number 2 here. So you just need to position it that it goes through number 2. So let's say this is number 2. And this is your answer already. If they ask you to draw it or sketch it. Because you must know if it's a negative gradient, it goes downwards.